Hi, friends. Oh, I'm so glad you came today because I'm trying to hang up this picture and I need your help. I have a nail, but what's that tool that you use to hit the nail into the wall? You are such a smarty pants. Yes, it's a hammer. Thank you so much. I could not think of the word. All right, well, this hammer, hey, wait a minute, is actually going to be really helpful for two reasons. One, I can use it to bang, bang, bang that nail to hang up my picture, which will be so much fun making all that noise. But two, when I listen to the word hammer, it reminds me of the sound for the letter we're going to practice today. Let's stretch out that word hammer and see if we can figure out the sound at the beginning. Can you do it with me? Hammer, hammer. Hey, friend, what sound do you hear at the beginning of hammer? Yes, a sound, right? Well, is exactly the sound that the letter H makes. I actually love making the sound for the letter H. So this is going to be fun because our learning goal for today says, I know what sound the letter H makes. And H makes the sound. Now, one fun way to make sure that you're doing the letter H sound right is to put your hand in front of your mouth. And when you make the sound, you should be able to feel some air on your hand. Put your hand in front of your mouth. Do you hear it? Do you feel it? Yeah, I like it because it's kind of hot air, which also begins with H, so this is really helpful. Okay, so the letter H makes the sound. Now, every time we try to read the letter H, we're going to want a tool to help keep us organized. We have lots to read today. We'll be reading some pictures and some letter sounds and some words. So we need a tool that's going to help us to stay organized as we're reading and help us to keep track of where we are. So a tool that can really help us with that is our reading finger, of course. Can you get your stretchy reading finger ready? All right, mine's nice and pointy. Is yours? Perfect. All right, so every time we see the letter H, we're going to tap on it and make the sound. Can you do that with me right now? All right, let's practice. Excellent. All right. Well, there's the letter H again. So what are we going to do? Yep, reading finger ready. Here we go. Excellent job. See how organized we are? Oh, perfect. All right, let's practice. So let's read some pictures that have the letter H at the beginning of their word. Okay, so this page is all full of words that are going to begin with the sound. So let's get a reading finger. And what we're going to do is we're going to tap on the picture. And as we tap on the picture, let's say it's word, what the picture is of. Okay, so we're going to go house. Do you hear that at the beginning of house? House. What's this a picture of? Yeah, he's so cute. He's a hippo. Do you hear hippo? There you go. Good job. What is a picture of that begins with the sound? Yes, hat. Excellent job reading the at the beginning of hat. Oh, what's this a picture of? Now, don't say chicken. What's another word for chicken that begins with the sound? Yes, hen. Can you go ahead and say hen? Wonderful. And then this last one, helicopter. Have you ever ridden in a helicopter before? I have. And I'll tell you what, Miss Arwood does not like heights. So I don't think it was my favorite activity, but I did like seeing far, far distances. Okay, good job practicing all of these words that begin with a sound. Now we practice it together. So I'm going to have you go ahead and get your reading finger and practice it by yourself right now. So I want you to go ahead and press pause. And when you're done, press play and we'll move on. Okay, so go ahead and practice reading all of the words. You know what? Actually, I'll help you this time. I'll put my reading finger on each picture too. Here we go. But you're going to read them by yourself. Go for it, friend. All right. Good job practicing that sound at beginning all of those words. Oh, you're too good, friends. Oh, here's a whole bunch of H's. What should we do? Yeah, let's read their sounds, okay? Let's get our reading finger ready. We're going to tap on each of the H's and we'll make the sound as we read it together. Here we go. Oh my goodness, you're so good. All right, I'm gonna have you go ahead and do it by yourself. I'm gonna tap along with you, and as we tap, you make the sound. Here we go. Wow, good. Oh, expert. Yes, you're so good at making the H sound, friend. Well done. All right, up for a challenge, a little quiz. All right, here is a picture of a whole bunch of things. Now, some of them begin with a sound. Some don't, so I want you to be really careful. What I would like you to do is press pause. I'm going to have you, with your reading finger, tap on all the pictures and say their word. And try to decide, does that begin with a sound? I don't know. You're going to have to really listen and think as you read. Okay, press pause and do that, and then press play when you're ready to check yourself. Okay, friend, did you figure out which ones begin with a sound? If you haven't yet, press pause. Go ahead and do it. If you're ready, let's keep going. All right, so with your reading finger, let's go ahead and tap together and we'll figure out if you were correct with what you decided. Here we go. Our first picture is a picture of a heart. Heart. Does heart begin with a sound? Yes, good job. Awesome. Ooh, that looks like a fun pond. Does pond begin with a sound? Pond. Nope, I cannot fool you because the p sound, right? Okay, that's not a sound. I wish I had one of these in my house. What is this a picture of? Yes, a horse. Does horse begin with a sound? Yes, it does. Good job, friend. Oh my gosh, he is very cool looking. That is a llama. Does llama begin with a sound? No, it doesn't. Ooh, what about this? Basketball. Does basketball begin with a sound? No, it does not. Good job, friends. Ooh, what's this a picture of? It's something the basketball will go into. Yeah, it's a hoop, right? It's a basketball hoop. But does hoop begin with a sound? Yeah, it does. You know, sometimes if it's hard to tell, I just slow the word down. Hoop. Hoop. Yep. I hear it right there. Good job, friends. All right. So you did fantastic. You should be feeling really good about yourself because today we practiced the sound that the letter H makes. Our learning goal said, I know what sound the letter H makes. And that's exactly what we practiced today. And you did amazing. So well done. Okay. So today, your challenge that I'm going to leave you with is to try to find 5 things in your world today that begin with the sound. And make sure you tell someone about it so they know all about the sound that the letter H makes. See you next time. Bye, friends.